over the 2-3 weeks. Okay. What can you remember from the Arab Common Market? Can you hear me, guys?
Yes.
Okay, what can you remember from the Arab Common Market, HCM? Anything? Guys? Abbas?
Yes, Ustaz.
Okay, I'm asking question. Anyone can answer? Anyone want to answer?
About what?
What can you remember from about Arab Common Market?
It's like a market that Arab countries do for no taxes when shipping inside the Arab countries.
Okay, so it's for Arab countries. They do it to encourage trading between Arab countries by decreasing the taxes, making so much facilitating all kinds of trading. Okay. Now we talked about the European Union united in diversity. What do you mean that united European Union united in diversity? Can you see the questions that I'm writing?
No, I can't see them.
The annotation, no?
Oh yes, those I can.
Okay, so how did this happen? What diversity we're talking about? Ladies, gentlemen,
What's the question, Ustaz? How?
I wrote it on the screen. Can you see it?
Ustaz, I think they united because they were the first country to do like the common market, the European common market.
No, it happened after World War II. Okay, because there were lot of damage in European countries. They unified, and they started creating a single market and this stuff. Okay, so it all happened after the World War II because of the damage that happened, because of the destruction of the number of deaths of people. Okay. Then they established what is called the European Union Single Market. Today we're going to talk about the League of Nations. Okay. Do you know anything about the League of Nations? Oh no, we're going to skip it up to Securities Council. We did talk about League of Nations and United Nations. Do you know what League of Nations and United Nations? Ladies. Aya, Leia, Zainab, are you here?
Yes.
Okay, League of Nations. So it was created after World War I, okay, to promote international peace and security. The league was founded in 1990. Okay, so these are the objectives of the league: promote international cooperation, promote open, just, and honorable relation between nations. So I did not include this for the for continuing. So I'm going to talk about the Security Council. When you hear the word security, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Let me know if you can't hear me. Yeah, this is not related to the chapter. Just tell me what can you think of when we talk about the security. Aya, Leia, Zainab Bustani. Zainab Bustani. Leia Bustani. Leia. Aya.
Yes.
Okay, what can you think of when you read the word security? What is the first thing that comes to your mind?
Police.
What?
Police.
Police. Okay. What else? What else? Why did you think of police? What police do offers for you? Aya.
Yes.
Yes. What does police offers for you?
Security.
Security. Okay. So Security Council, the United Nations Security Council is the most powerful body of UN. Okay, so the UN Charter gives Security Council primary responsibility for international peace and security. Okay, so this council, this Security Council is responsible for what? Peace and security. What they are composed of, the United Nations Security Council is composed of representatives from 15 countries. 5 of the Security Council members are permanent members. These permanent members are US, UK, France, Russia, and China. Okay. Have you heard before of the veto power? Have you heard of the term veto power before?
No.
No.
Ah, yeah, yes or no?
No.
No. Okay, so these 5 countries has the veto power, okay? France, Russia, China, UK, and US. Okay, this means that all 5 members of Security Council must agree to endorse many major bills. So I'm just going to let you know what is the veto power. So veto power. So oh my God. So veto power refers to the power of the 5 members. Okay. However, a permanent members absent. Okay, the veto power does not focus on this, does not apply to procedural votes. Okay. So let's say, for example, we have the 5 countries. Okay, so I'm going to write them here: China, France, Russia, UK, and USA. Okay, and we have some other countries. Let's say C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, okay, etc. Okay, so let's say all of these countries agreed. Let's say agreed, for example, to stop the war in some place. Okay, are you following, guys?
Yes.
Okay, and only one of these countries use the veto power. Let's say China use the veto power not to stop the war. It will give it a privilege that no one should stop the war. Okay, so everyone should listen to China because it has the veto power. Okay, which means their decision cannot be actually criticized. Okay, okay, guys, ladies.
Yes.
Okay, now let's talk about the 4 policemen. World peace was established, maintained by what Roosevelt described as the 4 policemen. Okay, so these policemen were the US, UK, USSR, and China. This is Russia, I think. Though these 4 policemen, along with France, became the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council. The UN system was based on the belief that the great powers who won the Second World War would continue their wartime alliance. Okay, so which means they should be always together and continue to work together to maintain the world peace. Many politicians think that the composition of the Security Council does not reflect present day realities. Okay, so these are some arguments. So Britain and France are members of the Security Council only because they were victors in World War II. Should they still there? So this is an argument that you can think of. Do you think Britain and France should stay in the Security Council? Yes or no? Aya, Abbas?
Yes.
Yes, why yes? Why yes, Aya? Try to give it a shot. طب عباس.
It says yes, they should be in the Security Council since
Why?
they are. If it's of World War II, they had a lot of damage. But if we are talking modern days, they are two of the strongest countries in the world.
So
yeah.
you're saying that yes, because they are one of the strongest country in the world, okay?
Yes.
So let's check this argument now. What about Japan? Japan is the second largest economy in the world, and they are not in the Security Council. Do you think Japan should be in the Security Council? Abbas, I'm asking you.
Yes, Japan should be in the Security Council.
So implementing the same argument, okay? So because it is one of the biggest country and greatest country in the world, okay?
Yes.
So third argument, Brazil, Germany, Japan, and India all seek inclusion as permanent member of Security Council and recommend enlargement of the Security Council to 25 members. Efforts to expand Security Council membership have failed because countries cannot decide on how it should be done. Who should be there? Okay, so this is a big argument. It needs a lot of research. What do you think? Do you think it is fair for us 15 countries? This is basically, it's not 15. So the Security Council consists of 15 countries, okay? Only 5 are permanent, okay? These 5 countries basically controls the world. Do you think this is fair?
It says no, I don't think it's fair, but if I would say Brazil and India could, like, they can join because they have to deal the problems inside their countries because
yeah,
you know,
exactly. I'm not speaking here about this argument anymore. So I'm talking here. So this argument talks about increasing the member of the Security Council. Okay.
Yes.
So
It says
think of
I
this
would
question.
say this is unfair.
Security Council consists of 15 countries, 5 are permanent, and these 5 are controlling literally the world. Okay, so everything that happens in the world is controlled by one of these countries. Okay, China, Russia, France, UK, and USA. Okay.
It says I would say to like what's it called, to remove the Security Council. To like
remove the Security Council.
Yes.
What will happen to the world if we remove the Security Council?
Well, countries could start like thinking independently instead of like.
And do you think this worked before?
No.
It didn't. It was the cause and the reason of having a huge war between a lot of countries. Okay, so basically we do need the Security Council. However, we need it to operate differently now. Okay, so it should not. We should not only have 15 countries. We should have more than 15 countries, and we need to think about the veto power of these 5 countries. Okay, so because the veto power actually break down any decision. Okay,
I would say the Security Council to start working like they don't control the world, but if something is going out of hand, they could help reduce the friction between the two countries or more that are
they doing this? Did they stop the war in Yemen, for example, in Syria?
No.
In Azerbaijan and Armenia?
No. They are starting it.
They didn't do anything. They didn't stop any war. They are only controlling the world economy. They are stopping the world from between them, and they are keeping the world divided between 2 or 3, let's say, categories. Okay. So we have the developed countries, and we have the developing countries. Okay. So this is more political issues. We can argue about this. We will talk about this when you guys get back to school. Okay. So what does Security Council do to maintain peace? Security Council decide there is a threat to international peace. It normally begins by calling the negotiations to resolve the problem. The UN Secretary General, General or his representative talks about to the countries involved and urge to settle the problem. If the problem is not settled, Security Council can impose diplomatic and economic sanctions. If there is still no progress, the Security Council can authorize a military action. Where have we seen these actions?
There's in big wars, like
Now,
would say in big
nowadays, where
countries.
these actions are being forced?
I'd say in countries that are
In
rich in
Syria.
something.
Have you heard about the Caesar law?
No.
This is an actually an economic sanctions against Syria. Okay. Because the Security Council thinks that Bashar Assad should not stay president of Syria. Okay. Where do we have a military action? Military action, basically, we do have it a lot in Africa. And we do have
in Afghanistan.
Afghanistan, bravo. Also, we do have it in Libya. And we have seen some military action against ISIS and Jabhat al-Nusra. Okay, but this was not only by the Security Council, it was with the NATO peacekeepers. Okay. So in more than 50 years, the UN Security Council has authorized military actions in the following cases: so Korea, Somalia, Bosnia, and the Gulf War. Okay. Do you know
Is
what the
this
Gulf War?
Yes, it was a like USA versus a country. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. So everything, any country that was against the USA, the UN was authorizing a military action against it.
Is this but all of these countries are some of them are big countries or are rich in something.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I mean, like poor countries. I don't think the UN Security Council would like go to them, like authorize military actions or something.
They
like that.
do, but do you know why they doing this?
So
To
they can
steal
take
their
the country.
resources. To steal their resources. Okay. To take away the resources. Okay. So there is a big question mark about the UN Security Council. Okay. And we're saying this because we have seen. So what do you think UN peacekeepers are doing in Lebanon? UNIFIL.
Stopping the war versus if like a conflict with Israel.
Yeah, are they actually doing this job?
I think so. Yes.
What about you, Aya? Do you think the UNIFIL are stopping the war between Lebanon and Israel?
Yes.
Leia, Zainab Asi, Zainab Bastani.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll keep this argument to the class. I'm going to go for no, okay? But this is an argument. This is not, there is no correct or incorrect answer. So the UN peacekeeping operations, this is an example of this peacekeeping operation, the UNIFIL in Lebanon. Okay, so peacekeeping operations usually come into effect once war is over. They monitor ceasefires and help to maintain a buffer between the warring parties. The peacekeepers are there at the request of the warring parties. Their main role is to calm things and build confidence among the warring parties. Soldiers from different countries are assigned to the UN and are responsible to the United Nations, not their own countries. The UN has no military force of its own, and is dependent on its member countries to provide military forces. The UN Charter requires countries to maintain part. Okay, so the first UN peacekeeper mission was established in 48 in the Middle East. Okay, so this is surprise. The first was in 48 in the Middle East. It was here between Palestine and Lebanon. Okay, and Syria. At present, there are more than 95,000 UN troops coming from 110 countries serving all over the world. They come from different nations to the job fostering peace. Okay, these troops are called open to monitor dispute border, monitor and observe peace processes, provide security across conflict zones, protect civilians, assist in country military personnel with training and support, and assist ex-combatant in implementing the peace agreement. Okay, so OPEC. Now we're going to talk about the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Country. We can literally know what these countries are consist of. What do you think OPEC are? Which countries can go to the OPEC?
Countries with high oil.
Countries that has oils. Okay, or natural resources. Okay, oil and gas. Okay, so the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries is a permanent intergovernmental organization created at Baghdad conference on September 96 by Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and Venezuela. So you see, Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and Venezuela all are countries that are very rich in petrol, okay, and oil and gas. OPEC objective is coordinate and unify petroleum policies among member countries in order to secure fair and stable prices of petroleum. Okay, so OPEC countries are the ones that are putting a united price for oil or petrol, let's say, or oil, petrol, and gas all over the world. Okay, so we might have some slight difference between one country and another, but it depends on the taxes that each country implement inside. Okay, okay, say yes.
Yes.
This, but the 5 countries that started it are now or have problems with the USA,
Yeah,
or are controlled by
so
USA.
Iran has problem with the USA, Iraq has problem with the USA, and Venezuela. Okay, Saudi Arabia and Kuwait does not. Okay, so we'll talk more about it. I think we will wrap up this chapter next time. Do you have any questions? Abbas,
No
Aya,
questions.
Zainab.
No.
Are you sure? Okay, guys.